Welcome to our deep dive on immigration enforcement risks around minor court appearances. Today we will clarify where the real risks are, how jurisdiction matters, and what concrete steps you can take to stay safe when handling routine tickets. As we move forward, keep in mind that laws and policies vary by location and change over time, so consultation with a qualified attorney is essential. Here's our roadmap. First, we will assess the real risk of encountering immigration enforcement for minor tickets. Next, we will contrast state and federal court jurisdictions. Then, we will touch on key policy shifts since 2020. After that, we will identify circumstances that increase risk. We will then provide a practical checklist, followed by short quizzes to reinforce learning. Finally, we will close with resources and a disclaimer. At a high level, minor traffic and inspection tickets are handled in state or local courts, not federal immigration courts. Many large jurisdictions have policies that limit federal immigration arrests inside state courthouses, particularly absent serious criminal circumstances or judicial approval. Meanwhile, federal immigration courts operate under federal jurisdiction where enforcement is routine. Understanding this split sets the stage for a realistic risk assessment. This flowchart starts with the basic question: is your issue a minor, non-criminal ticket? If so, the safest path is to resolve it remotely when possible, which eliminates courthouse contact and thus reduces risk nearly to zero. If you must appear, the next split is whether it is a state or local court. In many places, policies discourage or limit federal immigration arrests inside state courthouses, especially for individuals without serious criminal issues, which keeps risk comparatively low. However, if your matter is in federal immigration court, enforcement agencies are routinely present and the risk calculus changes. The diagram also highlights factors that substantially increase risk, such as a prior removal order, significant criminal convictions, or outstanding warrants, which should prompt consultation with an attorney before any appearance. This decision map is intended to be a conservative, practical guide. State and local courts are the venue for minor violations, traffic tickets, expired inspection, and many everyday civil matters. By contrast, federal courts, including immigration courts, are where immigration proceedings occur. Since around 2020, several jurisdictions, notably large metropolitan areas such as New York, have implemented policies or court orders that restrict immigration enforcement arrests inside state and local courthouses, particularly without judicial authorization and absent serious criminal issues. Nonetheless, these measures are not absolute guarantees, and practices can vary by location and evolve over time. Immigration enforcement generally focuses resources on individuals who present public safety concerns, have outstanding deportation or removal orders, or possess significant criminal convictions. Minor, non-criminal infractions, such as an expired inspection sticker, are at the lowest end of enforcement priority. If you have a pending application such as adjustment of status, the associated receipt notices or work authorization can evidence a lawful process, further diminishing the likelihood of enforcement action during a routine state court visit. However, appearances at federal immigration courts are a separate matter, where enforcement is routinely present. To minimize risk, start by exploring remote payment or resolution options. Many courts allow online or mail-in dispositions for minor tickets. Next, verify whether your appearance is in a state or local court or in a federal immigration court, as that distinction matters. Always carry documentation, such as USCIS receipt notices, an employment authorization document if you have one, and your court appearance notice. Consult your immigration attorney in advance to confirm the current enforcement climate and ensure the ticket will not indirectly affect your pending status. Arrive prepared with essential information and do not miss your court date, as failure to appear can trigger additional complications. Here is a quick reference for what to bring and why. A USCIS I-797C receipt notice establishes that you have a pending application. An employment authorization document reinforces identity and pending status. A passport or government-issued ID is often necessary for identification. Your court notice verifies your purpose for being present, and proof of address can assist with accurate court documentation or future communications. On the left, state and local courts handle minor matters. Many jurisdictions maintain policies that limit immigration arrests inside courthouses, especially without serious criminal factors, and thus the environment generally presents lower risk for individuals with clean records and no removal orders. On the right, Federal immigration courts conduct immigration proceedings, and the presence of federal enforcement is routine. For individuals with prior removal orders or criminal convictions, the risk profile in federal court is significantly higher. The nature of outcomes also differs, with state court matters often resulting in fines or points, while immigration court outcomes include grants or denials of relief and other orders. This timeline highlights the recent evolution of policies that influence enforcement around courthouses. Around 2019 to 2020, jurisdictions such as New York implemented restrictions on immigration arrests inside state courthouses, often requiring judicial approval or serious circumstances. In 2021, DHS issued guidance narrowing civil immigration enforcement priorities to public safety threats, national security concerns, and certain recent border encounters. Through 2022 and 2023, courts and agencies continued to emphasize sensitive locations and access policies. By 2024, local court administrative communications in several areas reaffirmed accessibility and outlined procedures, although specifics vary by jurisdiction and can change. Risk increases markedly if you have a prior removal order, significant criminal convictions, outstanding criminal or immigration warrants, or an upcoming appearance in federal immigration court. Additionally, failing to appear at earlier court dates can introduce new legal problems that might alter your risk profile. In any of these scenarios, it is especially important to consult an immigration attorney before taking further steps. Question: which scenario is typically the lowest enforcement priority? Option A: minor expired inspection ticket in a state court, clean record. Option B: individual with a prior removal order appearing in state court. Option C: hearing at a federal immigration court. Option D: person with significant criminal convictions at any courthouse. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is A. Minor, non-criminal tickets handled in state courts, especially when you have a clean record, are typically at the lowest enforcement priority. By contrast, prior removal orders, significant criminal convictions, or federal immigration court appearances are associated with higher risk. Question: if you cannot resolve a minor ticket remotely, which venue generally presents a higher enforcement presence? Options are A: state or local court, B: federal immigration court, C: DMV office, and D: online payment portal. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is B. Federal immigration courts have routine enforcement presence, which elevates the level of risk compared with state or local courts, where many jurisdictions restrict immigration arrests inside the courthouse. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Policies and enforcement practices vary by jurisdiction and may change over time. You should consult a qualified immigration attorney for guidance tailored to your specific circumstances. The most important points are: minor state tickets with a clean record are generally low priority. Many areas restrict immigration arrests inside state courthouses, but these protections are not absolute. Federal immigration courts feature routine enforcement. You should carry proof of your pending status and consult with counsel. And whenever possible, resolve minor tickets remotely to avoid in-person courthouse interaction. To wrap up, make sure you understand whether you are dealing with a state or local court versus a federal immigration court, because that distinction is central to risk. Evaluate your own situation realistically. A clean record and a minor ticket usually place you at the lowest enforcement priority. Prioritize remote resolution options, carry the right documents, and consult an attorney before any appearance. Continue to monitor official guidance because policies can evolve. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. We would love to hear your questions and experiences in the comments so we can address what matters most to you in future videos.